honor a loved one in a way that's literally out of this world, well, you may want to think about launching their ashes into space. Yeah, well, it sounds a little extravagant. It's becoming more popular and more doable.
3, 2, 1, fire.
Memorial space flights are launching people's ashes into outer space. Astronaut Dr. Philip Chapman is one of them. A Houston-based company called Celestis came up with the concept. We met with Dr. Chapman's wife, Maria, at her home in Scottsdale, Arizona, to see why she wants to remember him this way. She says it started with his dream.
So when he was 12, he decided that's what he was going to do. He was going to go into space. And he focused his whole life on that.
Dr. Chapman grew up in Australia, but eventually moved to America so he could become an astronaut.
The only space program there was in America. So he said, bye everybody, I'm going to America.
He got his dream job at NASA and was heavily involved in the space race. But after Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, Chapman later realized he wouldn't get a shot at it.
After the moonwalk in 1969, everybody lost interest. Okay, we've done that, we've beat the Russians. So the younger astronauts, like Phil, knew that there were no more rides. There was no more money.
So when he died at 86, his family discovered memorial space flights and found out they could make his dream a reality.
Phil's son found this company called Celestis, and its work is to take cremated remains and launch them into space. They offer many different kinds of rides. Phil will get 2.
That's right, Dr. Chapman's ashes are going up twice. This week on a first flight,
it'll go straight up 120 miles, which is high enough up to be weightless, and then it'll come back down. And they will retrieve the payload, and I'll get them back. So that's the good part.
Maria will keep those ashes as a memento, but then more of his ashes will launch sometime next year.
The space capsule, which contains his and many other people's ashes, will go beyond the Earth-Moon gravitational orbit, long, long orbit that will eventually orbit around the sun for as long as the sun lasts.
This will be the first time human remains will spend eternity in deep space. Famous names will be on that flight, like the creator of the TV show Star Trek.
For sure, Gene Roddenberry and his wife Marjo will be on it.
So will James Doohan and Nichelle Nichols, who starred in the TV show. If you want to remember your loved one with a memorial space flight, they range from $2,500 to more than $12,000. Log on to thelisttv.com for more info. Remembering our loved ones in a way that's out of this world.